What up? I'm CT, and welcome to my very first episode of CT's Goodies, where I will be talking about love, life, and politics, but mostly just politics. This week, I will be briefly talking about why I believe Barack Obama is going to lose the 2012 presidential elections, regardless of how much I love the guy. Number 1. Mr. Obama, you have lost your mojo. When you announced in 2006 that you were seeking the U.S. presidency, you did a great job. You did it outside the Chicago Capitol building, and you had like a huge crowd, and they were like, "Nah, Obama, we love you, blah, blah, blah." But you know what you did this year? You sent out an email to your supporters and a pre-recorded message that you were not even in. Just saying, I mean, you gotta kind of connect the voters come election time, so hopefully you start, getting more involved. I know it's a bit early and you have a job to do, but maybe that wasn't the best way to announce your re-election bid. I don't know what other presidents do, but just saying. Also, I recall an Ann Curry interview fairly recently where you said there are some times when you think that a one-term presidency is enough. Are you... No. You should never, ever say that when you have someone like Michelle Bachmann constantly saying she's going to make you a one-term president. You should never say that you think about being a one-term president ever, especially after you've announced you're running for re-election. Just, what were you thinking? Like, I understand you're trying to be personable, but Mr. Obama, you can't use your name and one-term presidency in the same sentence ever. Well, until you lose, and then you can look back and be like, oh yes, that was my one-term presidency. Number 2. This one's pretty much a given, so I'm only going to talk about it for one short second, but the economy is still pretty much in the tanker. Yes, we are adding jobs every month, and yes, the economy is growing, but it's doing so at a glacially slow pace. All those millions of people that still do not have jobs, they will vote you out of office come election time if the economy does not have a drastic turnaround. You gotta do something, dude. Number 3. The radical right has stolen your enthusiasm. I don't know if you've seen any Michelle Bachmann or Herman Cain or Ron Paul supporters lately, but they are crazily enthusiastic. That same enthusiasm that got you voted into office, I think is going to get you voted out of office. There's still this strong anti-Washington sentiment, and somehow you've been tied into Bush. Our debt is you and Bush, apparently. Number 4. You seem like a fairly weak president right now. We have these radically right Republicans in Congress, and they're not giving you any ground at all. You are constantly having to negotiate and give them more and more ground. You have these strong ideals, yet now that you're a president, you're not holding firm and true to them. I know that being a president is about having to try and seek down the middle policies, but the fact that we have to keep giving more and more to the right is really shifting the entire national dialogue, and it's going to hurt you, and it's going to hurt the nation, and it's going to get you voted out. And finally, number 5. I think God likes having fun with America, and honestly, I think in 2012, Michelle Bachmann is going to be elected president. It will be God's joke on America. Anyhow, thanks for joining me this week for CT's Goodies, and I'll be back next week talking about why I believe Michelle Bachmann is crazy.